of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Host and Brother Frank here, our co-host is here. And one of the things that we addressed in our program earlier was about the unveiling, the exposing of the war, of the real war in the spirit realm that's manifested in the physical world between the Lord Most High and the devil. And part of this show is the exposing of those jinn, those hidden people that are keeping people enslaved mentally and physically, and always looking towards them as their savior. Our Ahezaah says so much from the Lord Most High through his servant here about the time and the hour and the reality of the words. And Ahezaah know we pull no punches on here, and the Master and Ahezaah never pulls punches with anyone. The truth gonna hurt if you're gonna take it, or you're gonna accept it, or you're gonna pull back and say, I can't get what you're saying. So with that being said, may the Lord bless you to hear what's being heard and said here, and may you enjoy the end. May his peace, Holy Apostle, again be about the presence. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, sir.
About your presence. Lord Holy-Apostle. The people might, I'm talking about the common people, we're talking about the common people, they may complain about from time to time about the non-compromising words of Ahezaah. They want Ahezaah to be gentle with them all the time. The idea of Jesus being the loving Lord, the idea of if it's a kind Lord, then he will go easy on me, he'll be kind to me. You know, why is he so hard? Something like that.
Well, you know, I remember a person called me at the office at Lyons Avenue, and she was interested in getting with the community. And, you know, in her introduction, she started saying things that was contradicting, you know, what she put out as her position, questioning the Lord, questioning the Lord's methods, and things of that nature. And questioning in a negative way, so to speak, you know, the spirit was negative. And it was my intentions to talk calm and nice to her and everything, you know, and soft, you know. Right. But you know, as you know, the Lord intervenes and, you know, and go. Yeah. You know, if Gabriel go and whoever, whatever in the situation, because see, people don't understand that I'm the Lamb of the Lord, and it's not just me that they're dealing with. You understand? And my words to her were very hard and cutting, and you know, cut her up. And she said to me, and she never came. She said to me, "Aren't you supposed to be soft with the new people?" You know? And most of what people think about religion and the prophets, they've been taught by the devil, that's true. By the jinn. They've been taught by the enemies of the Lord Most High. They've been taught by the enemies of man. You know, just like Christianity being compiled as a religion, as a religious order, a structural order that still holds today, 300 years after the passing of Jesus and Paul. Right. Right? By the people who seen they couldn't control the people so much so with this information that they chose selected information, selected books, took certain things out of certain books, and actually took whole books away. But they still got the authentic stuff they hid. The one thing about the devil never gets rid of anything. He keeps it. Yeah. They still got it somewhere hidden by secret societies. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like the Lord creates warriors in its messengers. All that stuff about turning the other cheek and being soft and letting the devil whack you like what Martin Luther King was fooled about, and so many Christians, you know, are fooled about. You know, I mean, you got with the Christians, you got a thing between being humble and being afraid. Right. And they disguise their fear with an act of humbleness and humility. Right. They're afraid. You understand? They fear man and the devil more than they fear the Lord. So the Lord is very patient and tolerates a lot of things, but his hand is full of wrath. And see, people always say, "Oh, the Lord is all forgiving. Oh, the Lord is merciful." Yeah, the Lord is merciless, and the Lord is non-forgiving as well.
Right.
Yeah. You see, so the Lord deals with balance. The Lord Most High deals with balance. It will love you or it will hate you. It will send you to paradise or the worst hell. It'll give you ease and comfort, or it'll give you displeasure and hardship and everything. All of that is from the Lord. So why would you want to take half of the Lord and put the other half behind you somewhere? Why would you want to take half his commandments and throw the others behind your back? You see, the Lord don't need us.
Right.
It don't need creation. It created creation out of its own desire. Not out of its own need, out of its own desire. And it has taught us the difference between need and wants.
Right.
We have needs and wants.
Right.
Ahezaah don't have any dependency on anything.
Right.
It don't have dependency on needs or wants. And it don't need anything. It may want something for you, but it's not dependent upon a want.
Right.
It's not taken down by a want. It's not influenced by a want. A want never overwhelms it like it do man.
Right.
See, our wants, our desires overwhelms us and make us go crazy. Make us get off the mark and lose our senses where we don't even know what to do with what we need.
Right.
You understand?
That's true.
Yes. And the devil gives us a lot of what we want so we can be confused about what we need.
Yes, sir.
And our enemies, which this brother was alluding to in the beginning, our enemies sit in the houses of leadership. Our enemies sit on the throne of rulership.
Right.
And you know, we look at the presidency today. Twice it has been taken in the United States of America. Twice. And you got 200 and some odd million people in America, 300 and some odd million people in America, and they let a small group of people take the leadership when they're going out killing other nations and national leaders for taking over their country. I mean, killing them. But they can come and take the leadership and then do what they want to do with it.
With that, they did it so blatantly. Before they said pull the wool over people's eyes, they didn't even pull the wool over people's eyes. They don't even care. You see it.
They don't even care
no more.
See it anymore.
That's how devils they are now in their intent to take the common people down, the world down. I think we're confident you're part of the whole, so they're gonna take everything down other than what their plan, their goal is. And their goal is world domination, world conquer.
And they show at the highest level. Anybody that speaks against them, they come against them. They take their jobs, they ruin their lives. They don't care who you are. No matter what level you are, you speak against the government today, those people at the top, you see them, you take it right down. You understand? And then you hear people saying, don't say nothing against the Republican Party. Don't say nothing against Bush. You know? That's their thing. You know what I mean? Me, I'm governed by Allah.
Right.
I'm governed by the Lord Most High. You know? And if I wasn't governed by the Lord Most High, maybe I'd be scared too.
You mentioned a group of people on our previous program, the Masons, for example, again. Now, our people, again, I'm talking about African-American people, they deal in the organization of Freemasonry. But they're
not the real.
I was going to because they deal on the low level. Their thing is all about social partying, and that is
having their little clubs,
and then when you
Elks clubs, and
and when you mention about the higher ups of their way, the so-called secret,
they don't even let them out people in them places.
They ain't let them in.
Heck no.
And you address them, they never heard that message before. No, they only go to the third degree, whatever that's called. They go, they have arrived. And their whole thing is about partying.
Right.
Now, their counterparts, the Caucasian ones, They looking for the power.
They looking for power. And that's
to rule over people. So they'll go the other way and giving up the compromise and the selling their soul. But at the end of how they serve the devil. Right. And Islam religion, that is the real religion.
And that 33 degrees that they talking about is 33 degrees of Islam, 33 degrees of what's in the covenant that was given from the earliest to the time of Muhammad. And now, it's like now, the Lord caused me to put half the covenant in the Library of Congress. You understand? Right. And they know that I put half in there because they got the other half off the computer. You understand? Right. Yeah, they hooked right into me. You don't think they are? And but the thing about it is they know that this is the new covenant. Right. And they realize that here it is, the Lord is reawakening the powers that be. Yes. Right. It's reawakening the power of its word. Mm-hmm. The word of Ahezaah is alive. We had a brother in this community who sat like the devil in the dark in the corner, waiting to pounce upon me for many years. Right. And Ahezaah made him very, very involved, smart in book knowledge. And before I go on, remind me this. I want to speak about him. Okay. But I remember there was a young lady told you. Before you came into this community, that he's just smart. Yeah.
She said that about you and your whole family.
My whole family
are smart.
They're just smart people.
Very smart people.
They're just smart people. My Lord said to me that they would say I'm smart. They would accuse me of being smart. Right. You hear what I said? They accuse me of being smart. Mm-hmm. That's like putting a charge against me when it comes to the Lord Most High. They accuse the messenger of being smart. When the messenger is not smart, I'm not smart. I'm wise. There's a great difference in being smart and wise. Mm-hmm. And when I was a youngster growing up, Ahezaah blessed us, my family. Of course, if Ahezaah put its servant in the genes of my family, my lineage, and I come from a lineage of many religious people, from the Indians and on down, Native American Indians on down, through my, the Africans that mixed with some religious people. I had a lot of ministries in my family and what have you. Right. So I come out of something that has a sense of wisdom in it. Right. You see, wisdom is divine guidance. Yes, Ahezaah gave my people the ability to remember, and it guided them to make good decisions, which people call smart. Right. I'm not smart. I thought I was smart before my enlightenment. Right. I know that I have nothing of myself. Right. To think I'm smart is to really be dumb. Mm-hmm. Dumb as hell. I'm not smart. Now, they may accuse my sisters and brothers of being smart. They may very well hit the needle on the head or the nail on the head. Mm-hmm. But I am of the Lord's wisdom. The Lord guides me. Mm-hmm. I don't make the decisions and I don't develop the words. My Lord teach me the words that it has raised me up in and teach me understanding of those things and give me the insight by his wisdom of what it's talking about and what it means. Right. So who's smart? You see, so that's a false accusation of me. And that person has done some harm to herself to call me smart, just like every other person who calls me smart and say, well, he's just smart. Right. That's the Lord said that's their reason, excuse. Yeah. To not come unto this, what it has sent down to me, for them to accuse me of being smart. Therefore, that's just from a man. I don't really have to listen. I have my will. I have to do whatever I want to do, just like he doing whatever he want to do. Right. I don't have to listen to what he's saying. He's just smart. You see? Right. No, I'm guided. I'm divinely guided.
Take the same situation and turn it around. You have people today in the world who follow false prophets, who are men like themselves. When they come with a slick tongue and a word on their mouth, they speak to people. Now people follow them. And I did a thing recently. I watched on a program about Jim Jones. How he found people left here from San Francisco to go down to Guyana, another country, and they all pointing in his word. And he knew he was a devil. He knew this all the time. But then when people come from the Lord at the same time with the Lord's word, now the people they want to really get into this person now. Oh, I gotta investigate it. Right. We don't investigate the false prophets though. That's the funny part. I find that amusing.
And you know, you bring up that point, and I'm glad you did, because the first thing I was called back in 1979 when Ahezaah sent me out on this mission, he's a Jim Jones. That came from the first family that came with me.
Oh, okay.
The ones who rejected of this first family called me a Jim Jones. You know, the father. The family I fed said he's a Jim Jones. You understand? So my thing is a Jim Jones. Who's Jim Jones? Because I was away from the world and all the things that was happening. I had to be educated about who Jim Jones was. I said, whoa, they calling me a devil.
Yeah.
You understand? And this particular woman that told you I'm just smart, she was the first family. She come from the first family that I came to after my family back in 1979. I'm not talking about the first family that called me the Jim Jones. They was the third family.
Okay.
Her family was the first family I came to, and her in-laws were the ones who was talking about cutting my head off first. A group of Muslims in her family who married into her family was talking about cutting my head off, and her brother actually threatened them and said, "You touch him, you gotta touch me." You know, one who I called A.H.A.D, a witness bearer, because he said, "I believe you, I understand," blah, 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 you know. And he had been one who had known me all my life. They were like family.
Right.
Supposedly still like family.
Right.
You know, but you know you have what you have in families, like Cain slew Abel, you know,
that's right.
family. You understand what I'm saying? But the same person who said, "Oh, he's just smart," and chose not to get under this covenant. My father passed, and she at my father's place. And a particular individual who I spoke on, the backstabber, the knife, the Judas in my camp.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, who sat back waiting to pounce on me to try to take leadership, because Ahezaah gave him information, and he thought information was equal to wisdom.
Right.
Huh? She was his student all those years. And I just looked at her and said, "That's your teacher? Your teacher is my student. So you've been running from me for 12, 18 years, whatever it was. And at the same time, my sneaky little Judas student was teaching you." You know? Isn't that enough to think about?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Here you go, still following words that I've been given to give, but you've been following with the compromise and the twists and all that stuff that make you feel better. See, the Lord don't compromise. That's what he's talking about.
Exactly.
The Lord don't compromise. She chose the one who would compromise the Lord's words, that claimed he stood with me, claimed he was my best friend, claimed he would follow me from here to China and couldn't follow me from one end of New York to the other. You understand? And she selected to go with him. So that's one of the reasons, you know, what you see with the Lord being harsh on people.
Right.
You understand? It's like I see people that I've grown up with, man. I see them downtrodden and really beat up. A lot of them gone. They didn't die. They didn't even make it, you know, to these ages. But and some people might ask, why are you so hard on them? Because you look at them now. You see the condition they're in now, you know, and a lot of these other people you see that's doing real well, and you see them rejecting this covenant, you see them making a mockery, trying to make a mockery of Allah's words that I'm bringing forth to them. They trying to make a mockery of me. Keep watching them. They're going to be them years down the road, and you're going to understand why I'm harsh on them, because 10, 20 years back, they were the ones who were coming against me. Now I see them in the condition they're in, and they begging me for alms, you know, for a burger, you know, or whatever. And my thing is, get away from me.
That's one of the things that you always address to us about. It's not easy to walk with a messenger.
No, it's not.
A real messenger, a true messenger of the Lord.
It's not.
Because these people I see walking with these false prophets, it's easy to stand behind them because they're going to be the shields for you.
There you go.
But to stand alone and to taking the harsh word, and the word I found out now from my ears a lot. Taking the true word, right. Yeah. Taking the true word from the Lord Most High. When it come down, when it chastise you, whatever, get on you, and reprove you to make you a better person, if you ain't strengthening the Lord, just take that strengthening, then when the storm come on a bad time, you're going to fall by the wayside. It's going to knock you out. These people here I see now that are out there want to be comforted in a compromise. The harsh word of the Lord coming in, or the truth coming in them about themselves.
They want to be praised.
I can't handle that.
They want to be praised about themselves.
And that's what
So
most of the people come
smart. They supposed to be smart.
Right. They've been set up by the devil. And see, the Lord is not sending me down like that.
Right.
You know, the Lord is not dealing like that. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you smart and you look good, and you doing this and you handle a job right and you got so far to go. Come on. If I'm going to be your friend, I'm going to tell you, look, brother, you look good to them people. And you smart to everybody because they, you above their level. But I said, you're not smart. You got 1,000 miles to go here, brother. You know, and you can look at me and say, damn, man, at least he can make me feel better. No, I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
You know, this particular individual we was talking about, we had another individual who had another community that people thought was a part of this community, but it wasn't. Was always telling him he was smart and he loved him and he's a wise man, and you know he just threw wisdom around like people be throwing the word friend around. That's my friend. You know, they don't know what friend means.
Right.
And he would get his brother position saying, well, you're a sheikh now. And I said, man, no, he's not no sheikh. How you gonna tell this brother he's a sheikh when he's still sitting under me? How you gonna tell him he's a sheikh and he's sitting under you? Or do you take the word sheikh as sport and play? Isn't that word sheikh, don't that represent some kind of religious position?
Yeah.
You know, so how you gonna say he's a sheikh, brother?
Well, it's easy to do that now.
Oh, it's easy.
Muslims do something now.
It's easy for them to do it. It's easy for them to do it, but I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna accept it. You know, you understand what I'm saying? I look at the priests. I look at the priests in the Catholicism, and Catholicism rather, and I look at the popes in Catholicism, and I respect them as priests and popes. They priests and popes for the devil.
Right.
Because they're not, they with the family of people, the lineage of people who did what they did to Christianity. They come from the Romans, who did what they did to the Jews that truly believed. They the ones they called the rebels. You understand? And it's still the same. They've grown their tentacles to go.
Right.
You know, if it's still a part of that beast, it's a part of that beast.
That's right.
I'm not here pointing out to poke this, poke that, or that particular poke and saying, that's the one, that. You know, I mean, but I must say what the Lord commands me to say. Now, you know, the Lord said some things about the two brothers that came from Elijah Muhammad's camp, the two leaders that came from Elijah Muhammad's camp. One wasn't a leader, he made himself a leader. And it's Elijah's son. And the other one was not a leader, he was a speaker, and he made himself a leader. You know, they chose themselves, actually.
Right.
You know, the Lord, Most High, Allah, did not choose them. Now, Allah said to me that they are the chief false prophets amongst our people. Now, we got a lot of false prophets amongst our people.
Right.
But I said, wow, man, you know, Lord always give me something hard to say, but if I try not to say it, you don't have the foggiest idea about what happened inside of me if I try not to say what my Lord commands me to say. I'm not even playing that game. In the beginning, I used to, you know, oh, Lord, I don't want to say, and I get burnt. Right. So I learned, man can't burn me like my Lord could burn me. Right. See, man could cut my limbs off, man could throw me in jail, man could do all kind of harsh things to me. If, capital I, capital F, if the Lord Most High allows them to do it, if it takes its protection from me, that it promised me that it would have upon me, if it take that from me, because it does as it will, I ain't even gonna sit here and act like because I heard the promise that I have command of what it's gonna do.
Right.
If it decide that it's gonna do something that I'm unexpected, that I can't handle, then that's the only way harm can come to me.
Right.
That's the only way. They know it, the jinn know it, and they know I know it. That's why when they made their attacks against my family early on, they made attacks against my family.
Right.
They came against people in my family and people near to me. They didn't come against me directly, because the devil that they worked for, the jinn that they work for, they know the laws of the holy. They know the laws of the spirit. They know that if a devil come to me, whatever he brings to try to bring to me, the Lord gonna bring to him.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm quite sure some of them got a piece of that. You understand? That's why I'm still here talking.
Right.
You understand? Because the devil has wanted me shut down since 1979. And I'm still here talking.
Yeah.
Still delivering Allah's words. You feel where I'm coming from?
Yes.
So Allah Ahezaah is no joke. Ahezaah is real. Ahezaah is not going to let these soothsayers come up in here and take anything. You feel me? Now this brother that used to sit back and fancy being a leader. He is a very harsh individual, very mean-spirited individual, you know, and an individual that believed in the words of books. I forget that word. There's a word that Ahezaah gave me, and it won't give it back to me, but it wrote it down in the book, in one of the books, and what it's about. It represents people who believe in what they read in books. And what they read in books becomes their living, breathing testimony, their life. You understand? And if you want to get them, all you got to do is put in a book. Now, this brother denounced the miracle birth of Jesus because he read it in a book, that it wasn't true, that Joseph consorted with Mary and probably wasn't married. Mary is this, like what the Jews say about Mary, right? They not being right. Jesus was a bastard baby and so forth and so on. It don't matter what people say, think, do, or feel. What is marriage? Marriage is being intertwined with something.
Right.
You could go to the justice of the peace, and you can go to your church, your ministers, your temples, the masjid, the mosques, the imams, or whatever. You can go to any religious person or any public representative and take your vows of marriage. It don't mean you're married in the sight of the Lord. You don't have to take any marriage vows, and it don't mean that you're not married in the sight of the Lord. In truth, what the Lord makes right is what's right.
That's right.
Now that's a truth that people don't want to handle, because their thing is, it's not common. It's not what our laws about. Man has taken the political laws, and the politicians have always been against the Lord Most High, against the true holy men.
Right.
They've taken their word and put that word as equal with the Lord's word, or put it above it. Let's take, for instance, the Holy Quran. And we're talking about the enemies, the jinn.
Yes.
We're talking about the jinn who was leading our people astray. Some of those, they're dupes. You see them working outwardly, and most of them are hidden. Just like we know, those who are at the higher awareness realize that there are certain individuals like Warabti Muhammad who was hired by the jinn to take our people out. And they talked about them supposedly, because they got documents from the FBI that they said before Elijah passed, don't worry about, we're gonna use his son. Now how true that is, I don't know. My Lord don't tell me it's not true. But the thing about it is, let's go by the evidence of him. Forget about what's said. Let's look at him. He said, I am the reformer of the faith, the Mujaddid. Okay? When he talked about reform of faith, we understand reform of the faith as a good thing.
Right.
Not just changing it, not just reform it just to make it reform, to change it. And then he went out, and his first orders was to tell the women they don't have to dress up in the garments that the Lord just prescribed for them. You don't have to cover like that. You can wear suits, like men's suits and what have you. In America, you don't have to be concerned. This is not the Holy Land. The Holy Land is over there. As though Allah is not here. Allah said, wherever you look, to the east or the west, I am your Lord. I am the guardian Lord. So he just not nullified that. You got to be meant to be mindful of Allah.
Right.
So that's a word of the devil. Huh? And then he tried to inflict fear of you, say you think Allah came because they were going to destroy you. Talking about the jinn again. You feel me?
Yeah. Right.
So those are two things that he said that stood against him. You know? Then he continued on making his, you can see that he followed to just like with this GD thing.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to follow the Jews. Now I look at one of his newspapers and he got this thing about the Holocaust on his front page.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you